Hey learners, English with the perfect tutor, Mr. Gilbert Sijan. We are looking at time conjunctions. Now, our objectives in this video will be, firstly, the definition of time conjunctions. Then we'll look at the application of different time conjunctions. The introduction. We'll firstly look at a conjunction word itself. What is a conjunction word? A conjunction word is simply that word used to connect two clauses in a sentence. A clause is a part of a sentence. So you connect two parts of a sentence using a conjunction word. Now, what are time conjunctions? Time conjunctions are words that are used to show when two events happen relative to each other. This is very important, relative to each other. So there are two events happening. Now, a time conjunction word will show you when the two events are happening. Are they happening at the same time? Are they happening at different intervals? That is what a time conjunction word will tell you. So that is the introduction. Examples of time conjunction words include the following: before, after, while, since, as soon as, etc., etc. So let's start. We are going to start with before. Application of time conjunctions. Here you are supposed to know how to use each and every word, each and every time conjunction word. So how do we use before? Before is used to show that the two events do not happen at the same time. For example, before I went to school, I washed my uniform. Now, which one did I start with here? Before I went to school, I washed my uniform. So when you see like this, meaning I started by washing the uniform, then I went to school. So this clause attached to the time conjunction word is the one that happens later on. This is the first one. There is another thing that you need to consider here, the comma. Look at the second example. I visited my friend before going to Kaoma. Have you seen a comma in that sentence? No. But we have a comma in the first sentence. What is the difference? When you use a time conjunction word to start a sentence, you always put a comma before connecting the second idea. That's why we had to put a what? A comma here. Now, when you use a time conjunction word inside a sentence like this, then you are not supposed to put a what? A comma. I hope we are together here. Now, we proceed to after. How we use after? Remember, the rule here applies to all the time conjunction words. When you use after to start a sentence, you also place a comma before connecting the next idea. You use it inside the sentence, you don't put a comma. It's the same. The rule applies to all the time conjunction words. Okay. Now, after is used to show that one event or action leads to the other or precedes to the other. Here, the two events are not happening at the same time, but one action is connecting to the other. It's leading to the occurrence of the other action. For example, after plowing the land, we planted maize. After plowing the land, can you plant maize without plowing? No, it's not possible. So after plowing the land, planted maize, meaning plowing preceded planting maize. It led to planting maize. So that is what it means. You use it to start a sentence. You also put a what? A comma. I read the book after preparing supper. I read the book after preparing what? Supper. So you use it inside the sentence. You do not put a comma. I hope we are moving together. We go to the next one, which is wow. Wow. Wow is used to show that the two events are happening at the same time. For example, while she was driving, she hit a snake. At the same time, driving, hitting a snake, these two events happen at the same time. I kicked the ball while looking at her. So, as you can see, the rule still applies. The comma rule is still applying here. Since. How do you use since? Since is used to show that one action started at a point in the past and is still continuing now. Something started happening at a point of time in the past, but it is still happening even now. For example, I have not seen my mother since I was 5 years old. What does this mean? Since this person was 5 years old, he or she has not seen the mother. From the time this person was 5 years old until now, this person has not seen the mother. The act of not seeing the mother still continues even now. Since 2012, my sister has been residing in Livingstone. Meaning this sister started staying in Livingstone in 2012. That is what we are talking about here, at a point in the past. At a point in the past, here the time has been stipulated to say 2012. So this sister started staying in Livingstone in 2012. Up to now, this sister is still in Livingstone. That is the meaning of since, and that's how we use it. As you can see, the rule still applies. You use a time conjunction word to start a sentence, you put a comma. You use it inside the sentence, you don't put a comma. Good. Let's proceed then. When. How do you use when? When is used to show that at the time one event will happen, the other will also happen. The two events will happen relative to each other. Take note of this. It's very important. At the time one event will happen, the other one will happen. Not at the same time. Not at the same time. Look at the examples, then you understand better here. Mwansa will come to see you when she visits us. Look at this. Mwansa will come to see you when she visits us. So, at the time Mwansa will visit these people, he or she will also come to see this person. You see? So, at the time this event of visiting will happen, the other event of coming to see the other person will also take place. When Mwansa visits us, she will come to see you. When Mwansa visits us, she will come to see you. Meaning, at the time Mwansa will visit these people, that is the same time Mwansa will come to see this person. I hope we are together. Did you see the lions when we went to the zoo? Did you see the lions when we went to the zoo? So, when these people went to the zoo, now the friend was asking, did you see the lions when we went to the zoo? So at the time they were at the zoo, that is the same time the seeing of the lion also occurred. As soon as, pay attention to this one, it is mostly used in the exam, especially the next one after this one. As soon as is used in place of immediately. One action happens just after the other. For example, my mother cried as soon as she saw me. Upon seeing this person, the mother cried. Have you seen? So immediately one action happens, not at the same time, but immediately the one action happens, the other one also takes place. As soon as anyone in the race, he fainted. As soon as anyone in the race, he fainted. So winning the race started first, then fainting came later. Fainting came later. Guess the next one. This one makes people scratch heads in the exam. Pay attention. It doesn't miss. It doesn't miss in the exam. No sooner had dash dash done. You ought to know how to use this structure. No sooner had dash dash done is used as an alternative for as soon as, especially in past tense. So we use no sooner had dash dash done as an alternative for as soon as, especially when we are talking about the past, things that happened in the past. For example, no sooner, have you seen there where I had put as soon as, I've just put no sooner. Now this is showing that this has now gone to the past. No sooner had anyone the race than she fainted. Please take note of this one, this point that I'm about to say. All these other time conjunction words carry a comma when used to start a sentence, but it's totally different from no sooner had dash dash done. You are not supposed to put a comma anywhere in the sentence where you use no sooner. Please, when you use a comma, for example, you place a comma here, then you say than she fainted. That's a very wrong statement, and you get it wrong even in the exam. So you just say no sooner had any won the race than she fainted. So as you can see, the verbs here are past tenses. The verbs here, as you can see, won is past tense, the fainted is past tense. So we use no sooner had because had is past tense of has. So we use no sooner especially for what? For past tense. I hope we are together. Now let us look at this other example for no sooner. No sooner had Mabel left the salon than her friend came. Here for no sooner, that's why I'm saying it's a different case, because there is nothing like you use it inside the sentence. No, it's always like this. If you leave out this end here, then the sentence is wrong. The then should be there. You are not supposed to put a comma here. No. So no sooner had Mabel left the salon than her friend came. Just like that. This time conjunction comes in the exam almost every year. It comes in the exam almost every year. So you are advised to make sure that you know how to use it. Let us quickly look at the summary. What have we learned? What have you learned? Firstly, time conjunctions are used to show when two events happen relative to each other. Examples of time conjunctions include before, after, while, since, when, as soon as, and no sooner had dash dash done. These dashes here show that there is something that is supposed to be here. There is something. For example, as you saw here in the previous slide, you saw that we had some words here. As you can see, no sooner had, then we had words here. Mabel left the salon. Here we had Andy won the race. So this is what these dashes stand for. I mean, there should be something there before you put the word and then. So before we put then. I hope we are together. I hope we are moving together. So this has been the summary. You must be going through these things, know how to use each and every structure, the before, the while, the as soon as. Make sure you use them frequently so that you don't forget. It has been your perfect tutor, Mr. Cubert CJ. Thank you for watching.